What's going on, YouTube people? It's Jimmy C. It's been a bit. Just wanted to check in with you guys. I got a small haul and I got some artwork to show. Let's kick it off without further ado. Congrats to Marvel. They locked up X-Men and FF. From what I hear, they're gonna shelf New Mutants and the X-Men movie because they're terrible. They don't want to dilute the brands, and I don't blame them. So I won this on Facebook. I actually threw a bid in. There's so many Facebook raffles that you get inundated. Like, I never bother with it. It's just too many, and I can't keep track, and there's 1,000 comments. But I love the show, and I always wanted this book, kind of. It fell off tremendously now that the show's over, and like most things. I threw in a bid. I won it for like $3, but shipping was $7, so I got banged a little bit. What are you going to do? Like, I'm not going to not pay him. So I paid, and he just was a nice guy, and he sent these two books also, Symmetry, issue 1. I'm sure it's first and second print, or maybe a variant. I've never heard of it. If anyone's read it or thinks it's good, let me know. I threw a couple bucks to a Kickstarter a while back, and I totally forgot about it. And I finally got the comics. Here's a couple. There's a bunch of variants. It's called New and Improved. I don't know. I got an autograph by, I guess, the artist and the writer for both. So this is one variant. This is another New and Improved. I'm sure nobody's heard of it. I don't mean either. This is the third variant, and last but not least, a throwback ode to Walking Dead. So I only got one Walking Dead, but the rest I have a couple copies. If anyone's heard of it and it has any interest, let me know. And we could do something. Probably not, but whatever. Who knows, one day down the road, but I'm not holding my breath. Picked these up from Instagrammer and fellow YouTuber Tumua. The guy gives, in my opinion, the best deals, hands down, from on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. He gets good deals and he passes the deals along. He prices everything very fairly. And I know he does because I don't really collect comics anymore too much. And when he posts, he makes me I gotta buy it. The price is too good. I could turn around and sell it myself and make a couple of bucks. I've never had the first Dinobots, so I actually want it. Kid of the '80s. And then I had first Phantom X and I sold it. And so I got both of them back because of him, and he gave me an amazing price. Can't beat it. So shout out to Mr. Moo. God, he's in California too, so how's he getting good deals? Because there's a lot of hunters out there. But hey, he's got a knack. So this guy I met on Instagram, he used to be a coffee pod promoter. So I would take a picture of the coffee brand he was promoting once in a while, and he'd send me free coffee. And he just wrote to me because he saw my Instagram, and I was promoting his coffee. He goes, "Oh, you like comics?" And he sent me a stack. So he said, "Oh, I had a bunch of comics when I was a kid growing up." He sent me a run of X-Men, late 80s and 90s, and Inferno. This was my wheelhouse of collecting. So pretty cool. And he sent me and he had some Excaliburs. He sent them for nothing. I said, "Oh, at least let me pay for shipping," and he said, "No, don't worry about it." A bunch of Excaliburs, so I got some fun reading. It's beautiful too because they're not mint, so I don't mind reading them and just enjoying them like they're meant to be, like comics are. So it's pretty cool, to just read them in peace and not care about a tick or a spine tick or a dent or a dog ear. So it just brings me back. Alright, moving on. So, I didn't even know I wanted these until it was brought to my attention. Evan Leahy picked up a piece of art from this, and then I got to talking with him, and then it made me go on the hunt. Because, this is a category I love. So without further ado, let me show you. So this is the piece of art. The words are not on the art, so this is how it was done, before it went to print. So it's all lined up right now, so I could take it off. Hold on a second. It's just tape. So So here's the art. It's from the Hobbit graphic novel by Mr. Wenzel. He's the artist. From 1989. It was 3 parts. So I'm lucky enough to have picked up 3 pages of it. It's beautiful, twice up artwork. It's all watercolors and inks. So this is the page where Bilbo steals the Arkenstone. I happened to get lucky and get the dialogue from this one. This is how the art's made. And then I got 2 more pages. I was lucky enough to get a page with what's his name, Smaug on him. This is when he's done going back and forth with Bilbo, and he goes off to the river town or old town, whatever it's called, to destroy it. Beautiful again, and got everyone in there. And last but not least, I got this beautiful page. I tried to get like pages that represented major things of the story. So I got Bilbo taking the Arkenstone, which is a huge thing. I got a image with the dragon, and last but not least, this is towards the end of the story. It's Bilbo and Gandalf going back home after the whole adventure to the Shire, and then a beautiful like quarter splash of Gandalf and Bilbo. They get back and they thought he was dead, so they're auctioning off his stuff. Typical hobbits, always trying to make a buck. But you got beautiful imagery of Gandalf in every scene. And, the story was only 145 pages, so there's not that many out there. It's a limited thing. And he just does great work. And, online it doesn't do justice. In person, these are beautiful. And it's just like, I'm just like... they weren't cheap, but money well spent, in my opinion. And it's something cool, and the market's not there on it yet. I mean, they're not, but I bought these because I want them, and I'm keeping them, so it doesn't even matter. And last but not least, Overstreet Price Guide dropped this week. I'm not a big fan of it to use as a price guide, but I love reading it because there's tons of good info, and I know a lot of guys who write for it. So, I know them, and I see their... Because, the first, 20, 30 pages is insight on the market from Overstreet advisors, and I just happen to know a decent amount of them in real life. So it's just cool to read what they got to say, and then read some of the articles. And anyway, last but not least, so the hardcover Anniversary by Ryan Sook is... for the Overstreet was this right here, Planet of the Apes. And I saw it, and I just had to have it. I actually was hemming and hawing about it for a while, and I didn't bite the bullet. Here we go, it's finally set up. And then I just finally said, what am I doing? This is one of the pieces, if I know it's sold, I'm going to be like, mother effer, why didn't I make a move? And, I knew about it for March. And I said, you know what, it's coming out. It's going to be published live, in July. And I reached out to Sook directly, and we got the deal done, and I had it in 3 days. He's a great guy to deal with directly. I know him via email because I bought the 2 Superman covers off him before from American Alien. And, 1, 2, 3, easy peasy, and I just love it. It's got that movie poster quality. It embodies all the movies from back in the day. It's not just one movie. It embodies all of them. And they cleverly positioned him covering the Earth. You got the Gorilla General, you got Dr. Zaius, you got all the iconic imagery. The only thing it's missing is the Statue of Liberty. That would be amazing, but I guess he just couldn't figure out where to put it. Because up here is where the logo and overhead goes, so you couldn't put it there. And if you put it down there, it's just... The picture's not right now it's symmetrical and it weighs out right, but overall he killed it. Pencils and inks by Sook. He's just a great guy. And that's it, Jimmy C. That's all I got for you guys. Hope summer's going well. And that's about it. Over and out.